Hey YouTube, Lawler here. As always, we've got the official RLCS 2026 rulebook out and a lot of details that have actually not been expressed in the rulebook that we've got clarification of. A couple things before we actually break this down. It is kind of all over the place. It's a little bit confusing. I've got some notes to hopefully make it a little bit easier. And the second thing, for everybody who is watching this video, in the comments down below, if you do have additional questions, if you're asking for clarification, if there's things that you aren't aware of, please leave a comment. If you guys do not know Paul Shepard, he is one of the people that works for Blast, who's part of the community. We have been talking with him about some of these things and some of the details that we wish were further clarified. If you do have additional questions, he is going to be watching the YouTube comments and kind of paying attention to the follow-up for this, and then hopefully updating if there is any rules or anything that are missed out on. So if you guys do have further clarification needs, put them in the comments down below. With that said, we've got 2 pages up here. We're going to try to blast through this before scrims start. The first blog post we're going to go through on the right hand side, we're going to kind of detail all of this stuff, and then I do have the official RLCS rulebook. It's like 80 pages. I'm not going to go through all of this. I am going to point out a couple key factors, and I do have notes to simplify all of it. So first things first, if you guys did not see, rulebook is out. $6.1 million prize pool. I'm pretty sure that's on par with what it's been in the past. Obviously, that gets split across all regions. The assumption is that the World Championship is going to be in the multi-million area. It's pretty common. Is it going to get up to 2 and have like a $600,000 prize for first place? Probably not. But $6.1 million across all regions across the season. A lot of cash for marketing. 1v1s and 2v2s are included in this season, which will begin in May and June. But the focus of this video is going to be on 3v3s. 3v3 is obviously the staple. That's what we're going to continue to push forward on. The season officially starts on November 14th for the first split. You guys already knew about that. All the secondary regions will start on the 21st, 22nd. Format is the exact same. We are going to go double elimination down to 192, double elimination then down to 32. Top 32 play in 2 groups of 16 for Swiss. Then into a GSL group stage, which is your double elimination brackets. Then into the hybrid single elimination brackets where top seeds get an advantage. All that stuff for the online era is the exact same. Split 2 will begin March 13th. All those dates and those details on the post can be found. You can also flip through all the different regions if you would like to see more specifics. I will say the graphics package so far for 2026 looks sick. Absolutely loving the graphics that they're doing for this season. Looks really, really cool. Open 1 has a lot of weight to it. You guys have heard me talk about this a lot. There was a lot of confusion and kind of a spoiler alert. There is something that I don't think a majority of people know because it has not been detailed in the rules nor clarified pretty much anywhere. Open 1, as you guys know, as you've heard me talk about in pretty much every roster video, if you are one of the top 6 teams in Open 1 from NA or EU, none of the other regions are included, but if you are one of the top 6 from NA and EU, you will get to attend the kickoff LAN in Copenhagen at the studio for Blast. Now, couple things to note. If you guys can't see it on your page, OCE is losing a LAN spot. OCE will now only have 1 team that qualifies for their region. The reason for this is because whoever ends up competing and performing the best at the kickoff LAN tournament will not only guarantee themselves a spot at Major 1 in North America somewhere, many are rumoring Boston, but it will also then unlock a 5th spot at the World Championship for their region. Hypothetically, say Energy goes in and does it again. They go, they win the kickoff LAN, life is good. Not only do they win Open 1, they guarantee a spot at Major 1, and then they also would unlock a 5th spot at the World Championship for North America. So 5 teams plus the potential LCQ team would give them 6. That's a big deal. That's a huge deal for the region. So a lot of stuff up in the air for Open 1. On top of that, when we're talking about the kickoff tournament, something that people do not know is that it is a continuation of Open 1. Let me explain. When you're looking at Open 1, you get through the top 32 down to Swiss, the top 16, they go through their groups. We now go into playoffs. This is just an example of a bracket. We're going to have team 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. When we get to this stage, online during Open 1, like you guys are watching on a Friday, Saturday, Sunday, they will play these matches online. Then the bracket pauses and they stop. They will then continue that bracket in person on LAN in Copenhagen. Not many people are aware of that. I was also not aware of that until I started doing research for this video. So as a clarification, and this is something that I've pointed out in the rules, if you look up kickoff LAN, it does not detail this. It talks about the format for what will be on Sunday. I had a little bit of a conversation with the RL Esports Twitter page. As an example, on Friday, North America is going to complete their Open 1 event. So, for example, November 14th, 15th, 16th, and the following week, NA is going to go through as normal. They're going to do all their matches. Everything's great. We're going to find our top 8. Once we get through the bottom 2 matches and the top 2 matches online on that Sunday, technically Saturday, we then pause. We stop playing. We don't do anything else. These matches have not been played. These matches have not been played. We are waiting. We will then do those in December in person. December 5th is when they will play the rest of this. December 6th, same thing for Europe. They will pause the matches. We will then resume those on December 6th. And then, after we have the results, teams have earned their money, 21K for the first place team, our top 4s. So whoever makes it into this portion will then be plugged into the final bracket. That is going to be on December 7th. That is the one that matters for earning the major spot. That is the one that matters for earning an additional spot for your region at the World Championship. That format is as follows, as detailed in the rules. So we've got 4 and 4 from each region. EU4 is going to play NA3. NA4 is going to play EU3. This is no different from what we have seen in other opens where you're taking low seeds playing each other, which benefits the high seed. They're going to give weighted buys in a hybrid tournament like they always do. It's the way it should be. The winners of those will play EU2. So the winner of EU4 and NA3 will play EU2. Winners of NA4, EU3 will play NA2. And then the winners of that will then go and play on. No different than a weighted bracket, giving advantages. So winning in those things are super important. Those things are super critical. Winning in those matches and those brackets gives you a massive advantage. So make sure in opens, if you're performing well, not only are you giving yourself an advantage for, winning a major spot, but you're also giving yourself an advantage when it comes to just, a chance to win a major spot and a regional world championship spot. Like, it's a massive deal. This kickoff LAN is going to be insane. Again, across the board, things to keep of note. Make sure you pay attention to this stuff. I will try to detail it as we go through. As we're continuing on with the rest of this, it sounds like everything in that tournament is going to be a best of 7. From what I've heard, there's no BO5s on that. It will be best of 7s because they are continuing the open. It makes sense. And because it is for as much weight as it is, having 4, technically 3 best of 7s also makes sense. So it won't be that crazy of a lengthy broadcast, but it will be an important one. The biggest thing to take away is OCE is losing their spot. We tried to do a lookup of how they performed. I will say objectively, OCE had their worst open or their worst year in a long time. The number 1 seed went 4-8. 2 of those wins coming from wildcard after they went 3-0 at the World Championship. OCE number 2 went 0-8. They didn't win a single game as the second best team from OCE at any event. In 2024, the year prior, they went 6-9 as the number 1 seed. A lot of the times they went 2-3. We expected them finally getting a top 8. And then the number 2 seed went 3-9. And ironically, some of those wins actually came from the teams playing it themselves. OCE 1 would play OCE 2, which gave them an additional win. So OCE has not seen too great of a result in a while. Obviously, the wildcard outlier, I don't think is enough to justify it. That being said, because they only have 1 spot during the season at international events, that means that their statistical chance of becoming an LCQ team is much higher. We saw the same thing with South America. When there's only 1 team's results that matter, assuming wildcard or whoever it is, the new Chiefs roster with Gus and them, maybe they perform really well. As long as they perform well, it will weigh them a little bit heavier because there is only 1 team. So potential chance to earn back that second spot from LCQs. We'll have to wait and see. Outside of that, the LCQs, talking about that, they're back. No changes there. The difference, though, is they're going to do 2 regions per weekend. So that will start July 24th. They'll do Region 1, Region 2 for LCQs. That'll then continue the following weekend to finalize it. That's when they'll start Region 3 and 4 qualifiers. And then they'll finalize the weekend after that, which will be July 31st. So no differences there. You guys already know about the 2/3 rule. We covered a video on that if you want to go check that out. But regional eligibility with school visas and being a registered resident of the location and stuff. No longer are travel visas good enough. You have to have a proper work visa. You can't have the old foot roster. Outside of that, the big changes in the rulebook, couple things. Number one, format changes at majors. We are no longer doing Swiss. I don't know if I agree with that. I'm very biased towards Swiss. I think Swiss is objectively probably the best format for finding and seeding through teams. They are now doing round robin groups. So the way that's going to work is there's going to be 4 groups of 4. At Major 1, only 2 teams will progress through. At Major 2, it will be 3 teams that progress through. So we'll have 12 teams that advance through. Just as a visual for this with my own notes. So they are no longer doing Swiss into GSL, which is the double elimination groups and 2 groups. They're now doing round robin groups. So each team will play each team once. I don't know if it's going to be double round robin. I don't think so. I think it's just single round robin. 4 teams in each group. That's how we get our 16 teams. 2 of them will advance in the first major, which gives us 8 for a single elimination bracket. Major 2 in the World Championship. There will be additional teams, 12 total. The benefit to that is a longer watch time. We are going to have additional days of competition. Those LAN groups will be single round robin. Yes, clarification from Paul. Thank you so much. So we will have 12 teams advancing through, which gives us an additional day of competition on Major 2. 2 additional days of competition at the World Championship. It's actually 6 days long now. As you guys saw as well with seeding, these are how the groups will be seeded. And clarification from Paul, they will avoid same region matchups. So if there's multiple regions in the same group, they are going to manipulate that a little bit just so we don't have interregional matchups at majors, which is great. It's what we want. On top of that, I don't see tiebreaker clarification for round robins. I personally hope that they're doing game differential instead of head-to-head. I think it is more important to see how you perform across all series rather than just being in a tie and who won the head-to-head between 2. I want to see how well you perform across all matches, not just the individual matchup that got you to that point. I think that carries more weight. That's my personal opinion. There is no right answer in that. So that is the way it goes. Last but not least for you all, because I got to get to scrims, some regions are actually classified as multi-regional local. There was a lot of conversation when we were talking about it of, hey, I am well aware that Morocco is in MENA. It is North Africa. I am well aware. I know my region. But it does not matter where we classify it. It matters what the rules classify it as. And there's actually quite a few regions that are considered a dual local region. So players like Drawley are technically not considered an import. Morocco is actually classified as both EU and MENA. So whether he plays for a French team in Europe qualifiers or he plays for a MENA team, it does not matter. It's actually 2 of the same. I don't know exactly where that is in the rules. I did read it the other night, but it is qualified as a dual region. So it's somewhere in the rules. I would have to keep scrolling. I'm not going to waste your guys' time with this. More details and dates and stuff in the rule books as well. But I can confirm for you guys that someone like Drawley, someone like Nas, those guys are considered both EU and MENA while being localized. So it does not consider a roster spot being import. It's pretty cool. So there's a lot more I'm sure that I am missing, but for the most part, a lot of the same with a couple slight variants and a couple changes. Big takeaways. 1s, 2s, and 3s included. Kickoff LAN is a continuation of Open 1 with major spots on the line and World Championship spots on the line being unlocked. We've got a new format in the stages now being round robin instead of Swiss at majors. OCE no longer having 2 spots unless they earn it from the LCQ. Some pretty crazy stuff. If you all have additional questions, comments, concerns, please let me know down below. But my scrims are starting in 2 minutes, so I gotta go. As always, additional questions, comments, concerns, please let me know. I'll do a follow-up if it's needed. But I'm out here. Appreciate it. Love and support. Hit up all the socials. Links to everything in the description down below. We'll see you in the next one. Peace.